All right, we have a gold 3 racer. Now, if you want coaching yourself, feel free to join the Discord. Although currently, I'm not really accepting codes just because I have so many of them at the moment. So keep that in mind, as well as tomorrow, October 10th, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard, I will be doing a 24-hour stream on my Twitch, SweatDarth FT. I accidentally made it FT instead of TF, so now I'm SweatDarth FT for the next 2 months on Twitch. It's gonna be interesting, as well as check out Zuxi, and yeah. Join the Discord. I'm going to be promoting my Twitch mainly right there, as well as I'm going to be putting my Twitch in the description of this video. Okay, a little bit of a mechanical issue so far, as well as I wouldn't really recommend being behind him right here. A little bit risky, and on top of that, once you're in the higher ranks, they're all going to turn on you, probably going to die super fast. Now, what would be a pretty good position? Sorry about that, Dion. What would be a pretty good position? You can position yourself like right around here, right here, get some shots off, maybe even walk up here a little bit, get some shots off like right up there, get some shots right here, kind of add some like pressure, distract a little bit. They push in, you push in a little bit more aggressive right here. You see somebody's like half health, like let's say Ash is like half health to like 3/4 health. Blink in twice, shooter point blank. As long as you know that Cassidy can't flashbang you and one tap you, just remember that. He's basically the only person that can really stop you from doing anything. So keep your distance from Cassidy as long as he has his flashbang and he's ready to use it on you. But let's say Ash is like right here away from Cassidy, 3/4 health, blink in twice, spray her down, kill her. You can punch before you recall. If you can't get if you can't get the kill, just recall. At least you tried. All right, yeah, a little bit of a too long of a rotation, which is the reason why sitting like right over here or sitting behind them isn't really the best option. Oh, I don't know why I'm yawning so much. Okay, it's not really the best option, and I think you can kind of see why now. You kind of took a little bit too long to flank because you need to go grab heals, and in result, your Zen is dead. Because you weren't adding any pressure, which makes it a 5v4. Honestly, right there, you can bait out flashbang if you have 2 blinks. So you can just bait it out. Yeah, unfortunately though, not really gaining a whole lot of value by sitting behind them. In result, they capped.
Objective lost.
Okay.
Stop the payload.
Just remember to keep your distance from the Cassidy. Yep. That's the result of kind of playing a little bit aggressive on the Cassidy right there. It was a nice attempt trying to kill him, but he is very strong right now because one flashbang and one shot to your body from close range, Cassidy will one tap a tracer, which is very dumb. I believe at least that's what it is. Okay. Overall though, probably could just set up at this moment right here. Go ahead and try to take high ground right here. Maybe try to contest the Ash on the high ground. See if you can kill the Ash, because whoever controls the high ground on this point right here usually wins. It was a nice attempt. Honestly, I don't blame you. That was a nice attempt. Unfortunately, though, it took you a little bit too long to decide to go ahead and take the high ground, and in result, the Cassidy was able to get it. Oh, why am I yawning so much? Okay. Anyway, what was I saying exactly? Oh yeah, it took you a little bit too long to like react and try to get up there. I do like the fact that you actually attempted to take the high ground right there and take out the Ashe that was by herself up there. I don't hate that at all. That was a good idea. And since she dropped, you should have chased her down. She's one tap. She's punchable. You should have kept chasing her down right there. Right. So yeah, keep that in mind. Ashe was one tap right there. She was the freest kill. You saw like how low she is. You shot her. So yeah, you got to pay attention to that, as well as walking up here with a Cassidy being up here. All he has to do is flashbang you, shoot you, you're dead. Just keep that in mind. You got pretty lucky that this is gold, but in platinum, a lot of times he's probably going to flashbang you and kill you right there. Okay, not get up a little bit. Not really a whole lot to talk about right here. Probably could have, yeah, you probably could have stayed up on the high ground just a little bit longer.
Back to the past.
Okay. Nice job grabbing the mega. Nice job right there. That was a good 1v1. That was a good take. That was nice. I want to see you doing that a lot, but in the middle of fighting. I want to see you taking those 1v1s if you can. That was actually really clean. That was smart by grabbing the mini. For gold 3, like next to no golds will actually even do that. So I'll give you credit on that. But the reason why you are kind of stuck in gold 3 is mainly on just you're not really gaining enough value during the team fights. You showed that you have potential after the team fights, but I'd like to see what you can do during the team fights. Like for example, right there. Actually, no, never mind. You don't have recall. Ignore what I was saying. What you can do right here, probably not best if you stick Moira. Moira can just fade off. Your best bet right there, honestly, stick Sigma, spray a clip into him. Sigma might actually be able to dive to that. Okay, we're gonna speed up right here.
Try again. Hi.
Okay, not really a whole lot to talk about. Maybe playing like a little bit too aggressive right here. That's all right. You're able to get out. It's good. Nice distraction. You had 2 of them on you. And guess what happens over here? That makes it a 3v4, and that's the reason why nobody died, is because 2 of them were focused on you and they're freaking out on you. Right. Nice pick. So there's a difference between alting the Sigma back there and alting the Sigma right here, and the reason why is because your whole team's dead. So if you're gonna pulse the Sigma, make sure you at least have some teammates that are gonna follow up on it, or if you're gonna pulse the tank, or at least know that he's going to die when you do pulse, if you're just gonna be pulsing him by yourself. But over here, the reason why it would have been a good pulse is because you had your team there. Ramatra was ulting, would have worked out, and Sigma more than likely would have died.
Back in the fight.
Misery made manifest.
Overall though, you got to pick. You got to pick right there. Sometimes your team loses.
The Payload has reached
There's probably could have played like a little bit more aggressive-ish right there to like see if you can get more picks. You gotta kind of like go in a little bit, play like a bit more aggressive when you have recall, so you can just recall out right after. I think your recall usage might need a little bit of work on. Yeah, like right there, that's perfect. Then now you just got to get out because all of them are going to be staring at you. Okay, I don't know why, but the last like 4 of my videos, someone's always shooting the deflecting Genji. I don't understand that, or it's been like the last like 5 videos besides for the Winston video, because you can't shoot a deflecting Genji. I don't know why, but it's something that happens. Just remember,
Back in the game.
be ready for the deflect on Genji. Just be ready for him to deflect. As well as right there. The reason why I said get out is because going in further like that in platinum, it's going to be punishable, as well as sorry about that. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. It's kind of crazy right now. As well as kind of like standing there back on right there, a little risky, and you got to make sure that it's going to work out, because if it doesn't work out, you die, and guess what happens to the rest of your team? Well, I mean, I think you can see by looking at the kill feed right now. Honestly, not bad there. The recall though was a little unnecessary, to be honest. Probably could have just walked back a little bit right there. So now you're probably not going to have recall for the first beginning of the fight if they end up pushing in early. But once again, this is gold 3, so they're probably not going to push in, so you'll be fine. I want to say, at least. As well as keep note that there is a Sombra around.
Back we go. Farewell.
swift as the wind and dim as the night.
Thankfully, though, Ramatra made a play right there. Kind of able to bail you out a little bit. I don't think if your Ramatra would have went in, probably would have died there.
Big stanger lap.
I'll cheers.
Nice flank. Nice flank. That was good. You show you have potential, but you got to do that a lot more. You got to be playing like that a lot more. Like that flank, not bad at all. That was good. You're able to kind of catch them off guard. It's not going to really separate you from your team too long, because by the time they die, you're able to reset and kind of get back with your team before the rest of them respawn. That was a good flank right there. You got to be doing stuff like that a lot more often with Tracer if you want it to work. Because I've noticed like there's quite a bit of times where you're kind of just not really gaining the maximum amount of value, and then out of nowhere you'll just start gaining the max amount. You'll be gaining like a good amount of value, and you need to be finding that during the team fights. Nice stick. That was a nice stick. Good. It's just as well as like if you can kind of get like a little bit closer to them when spraying into them, and then you just punch them to finish them off. Yeah, just like that. That's good. You see single-handedly what happened right there when you kind of started being a menace and you kind of started playing like perfect. It made it so much easier on your team. You got to play like that every single fight though, because from what I've noticed so far is that you've only done that like maybe 1.5 fights, and that's counting this fight or counting that last fight. Yeah. Dude, you just got to play like that a little bit more often, and I can guarantee you, you'll instantly be in platinum. Now, you do got to realize that the higher the rank you get into, the more difficult it's going to be to engage like that, and you got to be playing a lot more safer, as well as like a little bit more like natural cover. Sometimes I caught you like sitting out a little bit out in the open, so just keep that in mind. As well as like, I mean, you got potential. You know how to play Tracer. Like, you know the basics of Tracer. You just need to keep playing. You got to make plays. You got to be the one making the plays. You can't wait for your team to make the plays. You can't stall. You can't just like wait. You can't like kind of get useless value. You got to gain some value. Right. Overall, I don't really hate what you're doing right now. It's not bad. Maybe, just maybe, you could have probably tried to get in like a little bit sooner instead of like trying to barrel stuff them. Maybe try to position yourself like right around here. Because if you can try to like get yourself right around here, you can kind of spray at them a lot right here. They'll kind of start freaking out, and that'll allow your monkey to engage a little bit better. Because this is gold 3, so you got to realize monkeys. Every single time somebody plays a monkey in gold, and even in platinum, I'd say like right around high diamond is when you start to actually see people who know how to play monkey. As well as just keep in mind Hog Eyes Hook. You do have blinks, but Hog Eyes Hook, if you're kind of sitting there out in the open like that, for example, and you see Hog walking around the corner, just be ready for the hook and be ready to dodge it. All right, we're gonna speed up right here.
That would have put a dent in anyone's Careful.
For example, right now, honestly, what you could do is you could just hide here and wait for your team to kind of get back a little bit. And then as soon as you notice that your team's ready to engage in like a team fight, kind of position yourself right here or even touch point. Because you can kind of get away with this for a second. You touch point back here for a second, they're going to start walking backwards and they're going to start freaking out. Oh no, somebody's on point and such like that. And then your team's going to kind of like crunch down on them. And when your team crunches down on them, you can kind of like walk over here, take a high ground like that, and then keep just doing some damage. If you absolutely have to, drop down full clip and then recall. Yeah, overall, you kind of, if you're kind of like chilling right here a little bit, you can get away with getting some shots off, just distracting them overall, because it's really easy to distract gold players. Waste of a recall. Keep that in mind. Your recall is your escape ability, and now you don't really have an escape ability, and I think Torb's probably going to kill you. No, fortunately, you're able to blink out, but keep that in mind. Do not waste your recall like that. Honestly, you're doing pretty good on the recalls. There's a few iffy ones, but I mean, recall is not the worst. For gold, it's not bad at all. All right. Nice kill on the tire. Is there just like... never mind. Anyway, once again, like I'm saying, you kind of waited for your team to make the play, and then you go in and finish them off. You need to be making that play. If you want to rank up, you want to show that you're better than the enemy team, you got to be making those plays. You showed me that you could take 1v1s. You showed me that, I mean, yeah, you just showed me that you can take 1v1s. I mean, on top of that, you can show me that you know the basics of Tracer. So, I mean, your biggest issue is just not making the plays yourself. You need to, like, I'm telling you straight up, you can climb into Diamond without your playing if you can just learn how to make those plays in the beginning. You know the basics of Tracer, and that's already, like, something huge, especially for gold. A lot of gold players don't know how to play Tracer, and they kind of just like dive in, die on repeat. you know the basics of Tracer. You just have to have some confidence and going in, and you have to have some confidence on playing aggro when you have recall. Just like that. That was not bad. That was a good attempt. Now, what you can do overall is you can just keep shooting at them from where you're at. Just be ready for Junkrat. Kind of like, you can honestly kind of just like go back down here. Maybe shoot at them from over here. Just see if you can get them to like focus on you as much as possible. If they don't focus on you, good, you got to kill. You got to keep going though, and you got to keep looking for more kills. You're full health. You don't really got to hide. You don't really got to worry about anything. You got to keep going in, and you got to keep making plays. Right there, you basically allowed your team to make that push right there. Like, you played a role in that, but you got to keep continuing off from it. For example, you're not really getting a whole lot of value in here, as well as you had full health. So I don't know if like you thought the enemy Junkrat was ulting. Just check scoreboard if you don't know if the enemy or your Junkrat is ulting. Just check scoreboard real quick. If your Junkrat still has ult, then probably it's the enemy, or 100% it's the enemy ulting. Just keep that in mind, because I think you're kind of trying to like play scared right here because you thought that the enemy Junkrat was ulting. As well as right here, you hear your Mauga ult that. Go right here. You can play around here. They can't do damage to you, and you can play around the bubble. Just play around the bubble. The second you hear that Mauga ult, that should be 1000% your cue to go in there and try to finish off everything. Because now look what happens, that your Mauga is like ulting by himself. That's what happens when your Mauga ults by himself. But guess what? There's still 3 people trapped in here, and you can sit on the outside of it. Free kill on the D.Va. I can guarantee you're going to kill the D.Va. I can guarantee you'll probably end up killing both of these guys before the ult happen, or before the ult is over. By time you, if you would have first reacted to get over here. Now, overall, I think you're going to react on the Junkrat. I wouldn't be the biggest fan of kind of like paying attention to Junkrat right there.
How about a second chance?
Screw the Junkrat. Focus on the bigger picture. Finish off the Junkrat later. As well as, you saw the Moira, you have, actually, you do not have recall, but you saw the Moira fade right there. That should have been your insta-Q to dive in right there. One clipper, take out turret right here, kind of play like right around here. If you have to, try to like kind of play like a little bit risky, or try to like maybe try to get to Mega a little bit right there. That Moira has to die. Right, as well as not the biggest fan of you kind of like sitting there not really doing a whole lot. If you have to, honestly, you could probably dash right here, dash over here, dash over here, and just do some damage like that. But I mean, you waiting right there, not really gaining any value, and it just leaves your team a little bit more vulnerable to die. So keep that in mind. Yeah. Let's go back and let's watch that recall real quick. As well as when I was talking about the when you still had like 6 seconds, if you even dove that Moira right there, I guarantee you probably would have survived. But yeah, sitting right here kind of staggers you from your team, or kind of allows the enemy team to gain a little bit too much of an advantage. As well as Junkrat was all the way out there. If you absolutely have to, dash right past here. Finish off whoever you can. If you then need to, you can recall if you get low. But overall, I think you've recalled when you didn't really necessarily need to. What I believe. Oh no, you did. You recalled when you had to. Never mind. I just would have preferred you to kind of go in a little bit more sooner. Even if you had the dash through there, or you can just like dash right around here real quick. I just would have preferred you to try to at least make a difference right there. As well as if you did kind of like go around right there, you might not have even had to use your recall. Thankfully though, team was able to cap. Just keep that in mind. You want to be gaining as much value as possible. So sitting right there throughout that entire tour vault, not really gaining enough value, I want to say. unfortunate. Nice attempt. Okay, so yeah, just ignore the junk, right? You're not going to be able to get up to him. Just keep focusing on helping your Mauga out, yeah. Because your Mauga now kind of got put into a 1v4 situation. In result, he died. Now, would he probably have died regardless? Yes, but maybe, just maybe, if he would have added some pressure, he might have gotten out. Yeah, the second you determined that the Junkrat was up on high ground, you should have just completely ignored him. Stop looking for him. If you go run off and he drops down, just pay attention to the sound cue, then you can walk back. But you got to trust your sound cues for that. Yeah, as well as right here, kind of out in the open like that. Free to either be like right here or like right here, a little bit more closer to the walls. Yeah, like that, for example, kind of out in the open like that, as well as you could just drop back, grab Mega real quick. I wasn't really the biggest fan of you kind of sitting on cart like a little bit too close. Like, if you don't have recall, play a little bit safer. Don't like going a little bit too aggressive, because in result, you're probably going to be dead right over there. As well as you had Mega. Just keep that in mind. When you don't have recall, play a little bit more on the safe side. When you almost have recall, like 2 seconds from recall, then you can kind of start going in and playing a little bit more aggressive. Start making those plays. When you don't have recall, and you know, like, you're going to get like focused on because your enemy teams or your allies aren't there, it's gonna kind of set you up for death if you don't have recall and you're kind of like playing a little too aggro right there.
Perseverance is my middle name.
My will.
Not really a whole lot you can do there. Yeah, as well as right here. You saw her go up there. She's not going to jump back down. It's the second you see her go up there, just instantly focus on what's going on in front of you. Nice. Honestly, I'd probably save my ult for... Oh, okay, you ended up capping. Right there in that situation, though, if you absolutely have to, I kind of like stall on my ult a little bit right there and wait for like some damage to get out on the Junker Queen and kind of like try to force out cleanse as well. And then you probably could finish off the Queen right there. Because if you can kind of force out cleanse right there, especially in this rank, people are going to be cleansing themselves like as soon as you start shooting at them. Then probably go and try to stick Queen, because then Queen probably won't end up surviving that because you have your whole entire team there and you'll probably just like completely rush her and she'll probably die. Anyway, overall, let's talk about everything that you can work on, as well as just everything like that you did good. So overall, you know how to play Tracer. Like, your Tracer is not bad. You just have a lot of moments where you're kind of playing like a too aggro when you shouldn't be playing aggro, and you're not playing enough aggro when you should be playing aggro. For example, just like kind of like stall a little bit, keep doing damage, keep looking for damage, keep shooting, keep seeing if you can get like a pick, and as soon as you almost have recall, then kind of start going in, play a little bit more aggressive. Early fights, you can go in, try to one clip somebody, punch them, recall. Early in fights, I don't hate that at all. Some cases, it's probably not best to be doing that, but in a lot of cases, or in like quite a bit of cases, you can do that. Just keep that in mind. So yeah, anyway, as well as, I mean, positioning, just use natural cover a little bit more, kind of sitting out in the open every now and then. But yeah, anyway, I hope this video helped you out, and I will see you later.